Hey guys, it's Clint Ace Network here. I want to talk about a very simple topic here and just kind of bear with me here, okay? We're going to get into some of the psychological aspects of networking as well, apparently, on this channel because I've been asked about this a lot. I've encountered this myself in the industry. I've also run across a number of people that have encountered this themselves. What are we talking about? We're talking about the attitude that some people, not all, I don't want to disparage the entire industry, but some people in the IT industry, and especially in the networking industry, once they reach a certain level of expertise, a certain level of experience in life or in a company or in a job position, or once they reach an engineer level, whatever it is that they manage to reach, they tend to take on this air of acting as though they're better than the new guy or girl that wants to start in networking. The problem I have with this is not only twofold, it actually has multiple angles. But I just want to talk about that for just a second. Let's talk, shall we? Okay, let's talk. This is not a good attitude to have, and it's not a good attitude to have in any industry. Any industry that you're in, you want to not only be the expert, you want to be the person that is the go-to person, but you don't want to have an attitude of holding down or preventing new people from coming into the industry that might have new insights, new ideas, new, more efficient ways of doing things, better ways of doing things. You never want to hold that down. Now, this attitude in the IT industry, and especially in the networking portion of IT, unfortunately, has come from years past. It started actually, I began to notice it, and it probably started in the 70s, but it started in the 80s, and it was really developed a stronghold with some people, the ones that have this arrogant attitude in IT. They kind of look down their noses at others. It really started to take a stronghold in the 1990s, and then in the early 2000s, as the internet began to ramp up and take off, you really began to see this attitude take on a whole new air of aristocracy, if you will. I think it stinks, okay? And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm just going to cut to the chase. Anybody that has an attitude like that is not somebody that you want to work with. Now, the reason they took on this attitude, the reason those attitudes existed in the 80s and 90s is because you not only wanted to be the expert, but you wanted people to rely on you, to depend on you to be the expert and to pay you, and not to have somebody else come in and take on your job, especially in the IT field, especially in the networking field. So it was kind of it's based on a fear of, if I tell somebody too much, I might be training the next guy that's going to take my job over if I get terminated or fired. Don't let this hold you back, okay? We're going to talk about this for a second. Don't let this hold you back. I've run across it multiple times. I've run across it just this past week, as a matter of fact. Don't judge them too harshly. The way to get a lot of these guys, and typically it's guys, I'm just going to be honest with you, the way to get a lot of these guys to open up to you is to just ask them questions and be polite about it. You can be incessant with your questions. You don't have to harass them with the questions that you have, but just ask them, hey, does this do this? Is this what this means? What would you suggest? This is another question you can ask them. What would you suggest if, you know, and there's going to be people that tend to shut you down in the industry. I have never, ever enjoyed having to deal with individuals that have that attitude. The best attitude I can suggest for you, especially if you're if you're a newbie in IT, or if you're a newbie in the networking industry, that portion of IT, be as open-minded as you can be and be as helpful as you can be. Do what I do. Teach everything that you know. You don't always have to get paid for what you know, especially when it comes to IT. And here's the security that you're going to have with that. If you're concerned that if you teach somebody something about IT, they're going to learn it all and take over your job, and then you're going to be unemployed, or your career is over, or you're not going to be able to get employment with anybody else, whatever the case may be. Whatever that fear may be that's motivating this arrogant attitude that some have. Look past that. Don't take that on yourself. And the thing that's going to secure you in that, I'm here to reassure you, is the fact that technology and information technology is advancing faster and faster and faster every day. As we move on a daily basis into our future, even the near future, information technology in general is just advancing. It advances on the backs of other ideas that have already been developed. New ideas come along that make those ideas not only ancient, but they build on those ideas at the same time, and they make better ideas. They make better technology, better machines, better software, better networks. So understand that this industry is advancing all the time. And if you think that you're going to become an expert in even one portion of something and always be the expert and never have to advance your own learning, advance your own gifts and talents and expertise, you're in for a rude awakening. So don't take on the arrogant attitude. Be somebody that's helpful and help those that don't know. Help those that want to learn from you once you learn this stuff. Just like I'm doing with you. Take on that attitude, and I promise you, you're going to be recommended in your field, always. And you'll always have something to do. So that's my 2 cents worth from the peanut gallery on the information technology field. But I just wanted to throw that in here as the ace networker out here. I wanted to throw that in here and just kind of give you a reassurance that when you run across people like this with this attitude, don't pay much attention to them at all. Don't give them any kind of concession that you think they know it all, because they don't. Nobody in IT knows it all, and nobody can keep up with all of it. It's like the old saying they used to say, nobody knows what you think they know. Just like a brain surgeon. You may have a brain surgeon that is an expert in their field. They get paid buku money to just operate on people's brains. Brain surgery. You may have a rocket scientist. Whatever it happens to be, but that person may not know anything about automotive. They may not know anything about landscaping. They may not know anything about nursing, or you name it. Any other topic that you have, they may not know anything about that at all. So they may not know what you think they know, or what you in your own mind attribute them to knowing. Same with these experts in the IT field. Try to gain as much knowledge as you can from them, and if you can get them to help you, that's fantastic. But don't become one of them yourself. Okay, so that's my 2 cents worth from the Great Northwest. I'm Ace Networker, and I'll see you in the next videos. God bless.